It's called AC Brooklyn. It's an athletic club, Brooklyn. But we start with soccer. In the future, we're thinking to do different activities like basketball, like track, like trying to get more activities. But now we start primarily soccer. Okay, for now, look, he's with somebody. Now you can play with him. Quick, quick, quick. Good. Now, play. Excellent. You see? I came here 13 years ago. Since I couldn't play back in my country professional, I'm from Ecuador. I couldn't play, no, now I'm gonna teach how to play. So I start doing this, all my energy I give to these kids to, to show them, to keep them away from the video games, keep them away from the streets, help them to do something that they like, which is soccer. Shut the ball! Yes, here in the United States, kids are more like spoiled because look at the field they have, beautiful fields. Back in my country, I used to play without shoes in the middle of the street. They just put two rocks on each side and kick the ball. Sometimes we don't have these fancy balls here. I think that's another reason that it pushed me to do something. I have all the tools. All I need is to come, put the team together and run the practice. I have a lot of talent, but the problem is this is a small club, a small youth organization. There is a big club around this area, around New York. When they come, when we go play versus these teams, they see the players, the talent on the players we have. I can't afford to say, okay, you're gonna come and you're gonna get the uniform for free. We can't do that. Parents have to donate in order for us to get. But those teams, they have funds, they have sponsors, they have everything. So what they do is, this kid has talent, so I'm gonna call him for my team for free. AC Brooklyn, to me, is part of my life, part of my family. It is my family. All these kids here are my family. I love these kids. Go sit on the side. They love me, and we're all together. We go everywhere. It's like when I'm here, I breathe pure air. That's part of my life. It's thick all the way inside, in the bottom of my heart. Let's go, guys. Vámonos, vámonos. Let's go.
AC Brooklyn, shaping the lives and the future of soccer in Brooklyn. All right, Olympic boxing trials for the 2016 Summer Games in Rio De Janiero will take place on December 7th through the 12th in Reno, Nevada. Now, early last month, it was announced that lightweight Carlos Balderas will be the first member of the 2016 U.S. Olympic team. However, for Bruce Carrington Jr. and his Olympic hopes, all is not lost. If he wins next week at the trials, he could make the team as an alternate. Welcome, Bruce. Back to PK Live. How's everything, man?
Everything's been going great. This past year has been very fortunate for me. Everything has been wonderful.
Now, let's talk about the difference between last year and this year. And also, congratulations on graduating from high school back in June.
Thank you so much. Well, last year, I was, being that I was in school, I was kind of like, not that active in boxing because I only probably had about like three or four fights in that year. So, back then I wasn't really as active. But this year, I've been extremely active, probably the most active I've been in my whole career, about 21 fights this year. Right. And so this past year I've been racking up a lot of wins, just won the qualifiers, just for the Madison Square Garden, and I'm doing great right now.
Now, the 21 fights you fought, were some of them here in the New York City area, or were they in different parts of the country?
Different parts. I fought in Philadelphia, I fought in Tennessee, I fought in Alabama, and Georgia actually, and I go around the globe. I'm actually about to go to Reno, Nevada next week actually too.
Before we get into that, you had a recent fight at the Garden about a couple of weeks ago against your old buddy James Wilkins, right? Heard he was a little salty about that decision.
It was a great fight. Me and him, we put on a great show. But I'm not a judge. You know what I mean? It was a unanimous decision, and I was the better man that night. I felt like when I'm in shape and I'm perfectly in shape and I got my mind in the right place, No one can beat me.
What did you do to win that fight? What was the strategy going into this fight? Because you know his style pretty well.
Basically, you know, he was the kind of guy that, you know, I knew that he was going to try to rush me up because, you know, he was kind of like, you know, bigger than me in a way. And, you know, I just stayed in my craft, stick to my craft, and then I just boxed him.
I saw you fight this summer. Gleason's gym. I think it was a Metro boxing tournament. It was a whole week of boxing.
Yes.
It looked like you were tiring out there towards the end of the fight. Tell us about that. Why?
Okay, well, at that time I was fighting around like 123, and like I guess like my body was beginning to grow out of that weight class. And before that, I fought in the Georgia games, and I fought at 32. That's my first time fighting at 32. So once I got the call that I was fighting in that tournament back in New York, it took me about like 2 or 3 days to get back into New York, and then, you know, I got back like around on a Wednesday, and I had to fight Friday. So I had to just train on Thursday, and then probably get like a little training on Friday, and I was actually in a sauna probably like for a good 35 minutes trying to lose that weight. And then I went in, you know, I came in underweight, but I went in and I was kind of tired already from the sauna, and then, then I kind of got tired that fight.
How are you a different fighter this year compared to last year? And also, even when you lost in the Golden Gloves a few months ago, how have you gotten better?
You know, the Golden Gloves actually taught me a lot. You know, that was kind of like my first time, like really being in a big stage, like that, like having like the lights all on me like that. It was crazy, and I had a lot of people. So that was real.
Brownsville came out.
Yeah, Brownsville, they came out to support. I want to give a shout out to Brownsville coming out too, you know. But you know, it was real hard. It was because I couldn't really get my mind on like focused and everything. You know, it was just every day a lot of stuff going on. But that really taught me to really, you know, become a better fighter and really start just focus on the fight and not focus on everybody else inside the crowd. So this year, you know, I've been training a lot, doing a lot of strength training. You know, I've been, you know, actually I just went up in weight class, as I said before, and you know, mentally, my mind has been on 100, not 98, not 99, 100.
Keep it at 100. Now, speaking of keeping it at 100, you've also were in the first round of the Olympic trials, right? So now you're going for the finals later this week or next week.
Yeah. Next week is the trials, and this is basically just to see who's gonna get this alternate spot. You know, I was kind of, you know, a lot of people in the 132 division were kind of upset by the fact that, you know, they have Carlos Balderas in the spot already.
Do you think politics played a heavy role in that?
Possibly, you know, but no, I'm just gonna go with the flow. You know what I mean? Because experience is everything, and now I'm just gonna do what I gotta do and get my experience, and then, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, take my time and then take one step at a time.
What do you know about him anyway as a fighter? Did you fight him previously in?
No, I never fought him before, but I've seen him fight before, and he's a pretty good fighter, you know. But as every fighter wants to do, they want to fight the best, and I would love to fight him. I would love to fight the best, because to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Fighting also at the Garden, man. What did that do for yourself, also for your confidence?
You know, fighting at the Garden, you know, because, you know, since when I fought in Barclays Center and I lost in the Barclays Center, it kind of like, you know, put a little, you know, shut my buzz down a little bit, you know. So at the Garden, and when the show that I put on, it put me right back on top, and the confidence, it just boosted it even more if it wasn't up already since my last qualifiers in Tennessee.
What do you learn from when you lose a fight at the Golden Gloves, and also when you lose, because you can see that as a setback for a comeback, right? And how do you look at that?
Well, you know, I never look at a loss as a loss, you know what I mean? I always feel like it's either you win or you just have a learning experience, you know? Because I always learn from my losses. It's always something that I did wrong. It's always something that, you know, so I always have to look back at my fights, and sometimes, you know, I gotta, okay, I see what I did wrong, or I wasn't thinking this at that time, you know? But when I'm thinking, everything just flows. Right.
Now, in most amateur fights, headgear is used.
Yes.
For the Olympic trials, there's no headgear. How do you adjust to that?
Oh, it was, you know, the first qualifiers that I went to in Philadelphia, I was kind of frantic about it. You know, it was real crazy because I'm watching dudes in the qualifiers, they're all getting cuts and headbutts and all black eyes. I'm like, oh wow, yo, it was crazy.
So the first,
right? So the first,
this is real.
So the fought in Philadelphia, even if a guy skint his head with my head, I'm like, whoa, watch your head, you know. But then, you know, I kind of like, you know, stopped thinking about that because I am very defensively sound, and I fought in Tennessee, and I stopped caring about it. You know, when I stopped caring about it, that's when I really started flowing. I really started getting into it. And, you know, I got to see a lot. I got to see a lot more, like, you know, like I see more punches, much more punches better, and then I kind of like the feeling of me hitting a dude square in the face. You know, it's just kind of like the feeling right there is just, you know,
because
the rush of it.
does the headgear give you a false sense of security?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. And then sometimes it get all in your face and stuff like that, but I love without headgear. It's amazing. I love it. Like, I'm addicted to it now.
Because if you're a real dirty fighter, you can turn that headgear around when you get in the clinches, right?
Yeah, you know, you do a lot of different stuff. So, yeah, the headgear can really interrupt you a lot.
So next week, who are you fighting? You have any idea?
Next week, no, I have no idea because it's about 7 people fighting in my weight class. It could be, you know, they mix up the bracket, you know, they shuffle it all up so I can fight anybody. Yeah.
Adjusting. You have to adjust really quick because when you're a professional or when you know who you're about to fight maybe a week in advance, you have an idea how to strategize, what to do, how to make the moves, how to shift, how to get out the corner, ride the ropes, or whatever. For this type of fight, you got to adjust quickly. You got to almost adjust on the fly.
Yeah, you kind of got to, it's kind of like you kind of got to wing it a little bit, you know? But I actually like, you know, because I actually like fighting guys that I don't know about, you know, because I let my hands go a little bit more and stuff like that. You know, guys that, you know, that I know that I fight, I really like, you know, I still figure them out a little bit in the first round. Then if I see that's what they're doing, then that's when I start capitalizing and stuff.
Olympics, you make the Olympic team as an alternate. Golden Gloves, pros. When would you turn pro?
I'm gonna take my time turning pro. You know, I'm gonna stick it out for the amateurs for a few years now, and you know, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna wait until like I'm really build a strong resume. You know, I already have a strong resume, but I want to make it even stronger. You know, so when I turn professional, I can become more marketable.
Right. It's all about the money.
Yeah, it is.
Right? That's what Mayweather tells us.